All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to this webinar. This is webinar number 18 about cleaning employee candidate scoring done right. This is one of the most important things that Pioneer does at its core, which is scoring your applicants. Not everybody it's worth talking to. So I want to expand on this concept and how we do it here at Pioneer, and also what other advantages you can have in your business. So let's get started here. All right, so today's talk, we're gonna talk about what's lead scoring, how to use it to your advantage, and putting it in practice. So the definition really of applicant lead scoring is an effective model that we use to help cleaning businesses and office managers identify which applicants are potentially the most valuable hires. See this word, identify. This is a very important key because we think anybody could join our companies to clean homes, but in reality, we need to identify the right people so they will stay longer, perform better, and increase employee quality. Why we want to score applicants? That's the first question you might be asking yourself. First thing is reduce the cost to hire. There's about a cost of $1,500 to $2,000 that you will spend more or less hiring any cleaning technician these days. When you send them to training, when you pay for Google ads or Indeed ads, Facebook, when you pay your trainer, when you provide supplies, tools, uniforms, and all of these are just costs that you have to get over as soon as you get started with somebody. And this money, if you do the wrong hire, it's gonna be money down the drain. So every time that you fail at hiring somebody, it's gonna be around that $1,500 to $2,000 that you lose out of profit. So we want to reduce this cost as much as possible, but just investing the money in the right people. Second, it will be to reduce time needed from the owner and management team to really sort through applicants. I get a lot of people contacting me that they have set up their Indeed ads and that they get a lot of applicants, but barely anyone responds. And basically it takes them time to then respond, to engage with them through Indeed. And this leads to wasted time and energy. And especially when you're desperate for people, this becomes more frustrating. So I really believe that reducing the time needed from us, the business owners or the management team, is very important. Number three, save time in the recruiting process. From beginning to end, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to really onboard somebody and really have them out there working properly. So we want to reduce this time from the get-go to really impact the business positively and have the fastest possible way of cleaners cleaning these houses as soon as possible. Number four, increase quality of hires. This is definitely the biggest benefit that I see and why we should do lead scoring is because there are a lot of people applying but very little quality. So when you have a funnel or an email full of applications but very low quality, it's a lot of wasted time and money because Indeed still charges you for that lead. Indeed doesn't care if it's quality lead, if it's close to your business. They just want to charge whatever they want to charge, and that's it. And we need to really increase the quality of these hires. And we do this by scoring them, by putting a number, a color to that. Number five, make the process automated for another person in the office to be or to take on this role. So if you are a solo cleaner looking to grow your cleaning business and you don't have any time to find people, manage people, then you need to have a system in place from the get-go so that you can grow your business. And this basically, uh, that's why lead scoring is very important, because it's a process that somebody goes through. And then at that point, you don't have to do the sorting. You don't have to do the picking people from this place to another place. The system will do that for you. And that's what lead scoring helps you. Moving on to some of the benefits, reduce acquisition cost. I mentioned that already. Understand better who you're attracting to your job. This is very important. I see, I see a lot of people that are attracting the wrong people to their job. That's because part of that is because Indeed doesn't allow us, or these marketing systems doesn't allow us to narrow just, let's say, around 20 miles of our offices. So anybody, let's say in Dallas, that wants to apply for my cleaning business, don't matter if they live an hour away, they can apply. And basically, we need to be able to uh, put a score to their location and really understand who's applying, so we don't waste time and money when recruiting. And number three, to understand your leads behavior. This is important as you start to grow your business. You want to understand the behavior of the people that are applying to your job. Why? Because the copy that you write, the landing page that you create, all of these things are important for you to then understand who's applying to your job. All right, let's move on here. Number four will be to segment your leads. Sometimes when you have 2, 3 locations, you want to segment your leads. So for, depending on each city, you want to basically put the leads segmented by city or by market, or different, maybe you have a commercial division and an industrial and then a residential. So you want to segment people to the right place. And this is possible through lead scoring. So the funnel for um, residential cleaning is filled with just residential cleaners, not commercial cleaners. People tend to think it's the same, but it's not the same. The people are very different for commercial and residential. Very different people, very different ways to attract people. We pay very differently when it's residential versus commercial. So this is very important. Uh, the next one is align HR and management. So typically, we want to be able to have the HR team. If you have a bigger company, you might have an HR team and a management separated, and there's somebody just dedicated and focused on uh, bringing people, interviewing people, screening people, meeting people. And then there is the management team that is running the operation. So when you have good lead scoring in place, the HR and the management team can basically work better, align together. And this is very important so things run smoothly. All right, number 6, we have increase applicants to employee conversions and revenue. So we rarely think about employee or applicant to employee conversion. We always think about uh, customer or lead to customer conversion, right? But we rarely think on the applicant to employee conversions. And this is basically the process in which you have, I don't know, 100 applicants, and then 10 of these convert to real employees. So that's about a 10% conversion ratio from applicant to employee. So we want to be able to track that specific number, because if you see that you're having great amount of applicants but very little conversion to employees, then that's a problem. And we want to be able to solve that problem through lead scoring and to track all the things that we need to track to tell management and HR to correct things. So this is very, very important. All right, typically in sales and marketing world, uh, it's done through, like, if somebody open an email, then they get some points. If they click a link inside the email, they get another point. In this case, in this image, we see 10 points assigned to clicking inside an email. And then we have 30 points additional to somebody that visits 3 pages on your website. So there's software out there that do this type of lead scoring for sales and marketing. But in reality, it's a very different world than for recruiting people. But the concept is that you can make this to work in your sales and marketing efforts for your cleaning business to reach out to customers. But we're gonna see now how we do it inside PipeHire as far as employees go. So let's check it out. Um, so I'm gonna jump here to PipeHire. So PipeHire allows you to manage the whole process. This is one of the things that I always dream about, was to to run the whole hiring process in one screen. Um, there is so many steps that we require in order to filter and manage the employee and recruiting process, that when I told my team what we needed, it said I need a big applicant funnel so I can track all the stages. So right here, basically, we can see that we have the funnel starts at the incomplete stage, and then you can basically go to the right and you will see basically up to somebody that's working, and there's even more on that side, which is when somebody leaves the company. Now, this is the view of the funnel. Now, how do we score people within PipeHire and why it's important? We score them by 3 colors: green, yellow, and red. The yellow, or excuse me, the red means that they are an incomplete application. They didn't finish the application, or that they have very low scores. Then those people are not worth talking to. They are not serious. Don't even spend a minute of your time on these applicants. So they are marked as red, and you can click here on archive and then archive them. I don't recommend that you delete them, but you can archive them. Why? Because down the road, we are gonna recycle these applicants, and PipeHire does an automated email to, in this case, this applicant, Sierra, to remind her to finish her application. So we do a drip campaign marketing effort on the back end, so your applicants finish the process. Obviously, if they were really serious, they will finish it right on the get-go, but we still try to help on that process. So that's the red players or C players. Now moving to the B players, which is yellow. Those are people that are in the score between 50% to 75%. Within our system, we have, in this case of this specific job form, we have 21 maximum points allowed. So anybody that hits 80% or more gets a color, the A player status, which is green, and anybody that's between 50% to 79% gets the yellow or B player, and anybody that's below 50% gets the red. So as you can see here, we explain when you scroll over this exactly what is it about. And in this case, all applicants that are B players will fall here, will fall in this stage applicant. Anybody that's A player and it's considered qualified, then we will automatically, the system will move them to the qualified stage. So they will fall in that stage for you automatically without any effort. Why is this important? Because when you're rushed running your business, you want to log in, see who's qualified, and work with those people. You don't want to scroll through hundreds of applications and waste time on people that are not qualified. So whatever is the source of the application, Indeed, Facebook, directly from your website, you share the link to somebody. All of these people or these applicants fall into one funnel, and the funnel does the job for you of sorting through and scoring them for you. And this is really what makes you save a lot of time and effort by doing the scoring. So right here, let's look at Nicole King, for example. Uh, Nicole King, basically here, obviously this is a demo account, so you will see a person's name, their age, the score, 19 points out of 21 points, when it was created, and you will see basically all of their information. You will scroll through this application, and now you can see here that certain questions have score assigned to it. So for example, this basic question, are you authorized to work in the US? If the answer is yes, you get 1 point. Do you have a valid driver's license? Yes, you get 1 point. Has your driver's license been suspended? No, which is what we want to hear, gets you 1 point. Do you have any felonies? No, gets you 1 point. So the goal of all these questions and the scoring is that when somebody applies, they give you a score. That's simple as that. And that's the lead scoring, basically. You're gonna get points based on your questions and the answers they provide. Now, you might be asking, can I change these questions? Yes, you can customize these questions. You can change them around, reorganize them based on your business needs, but we created a really good form that's a template. It's already created for you within the product. So you will just basically sign up, get going, and you will have this form immediately available for you. I just recommend that you select the city and the state where you're located, put a price of your labor, and a couple of quick questions, and you're good to go. Within less than 5 minutes, you're good to go. So let's keep looking at this section here. The questionnaire asks if it's available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And it says yes, 1 point. Or you have a reliable vehicle? Yes, 1 point. You have difficulty bending, kneeling in connection with performing necessary cleaning duties? Yes or no? No, which is what we want to hear, gets 1 point. Are you afraid of dogs and cats? No. Perfect. 1 point. So every application that comes in green, we want to look at it. And we went recently, about 2 months ago or so, we created this badge called Recommended by PipeHire. And this is the people that we think are the best applicants based on your scoring. We're working to increase the quality of our recommendation engine. So you're gonna see some improvements down the road about this badge. So let's look at exactly how we change the scoring. So let's go here. Let's go to edit form. And right here, basically, it shows you that you have 21 points max for this form. You put the location of your business, how much you're paying, the type of employment, and the experience that you're looking for. And our forms are bilingual. So basically, anybody that's wanting to apply can pick their language. So right here we have in English and then here in Spanish. And if we go down below here, this gray area is going to be always there and it's automatically translated to Spanish. So there's no need to do any translation. Now here in this section, experience and education, we have a question that we basically are giving certain points to whoever completed some type of education. So high school diploma will get 1 point, some college another, and college diploma 2 points. You could add a new choice and say, if you have a PhD, I'll give you 3 points. So let's create a question from scratch here. So you could say, much cleaning experience do you have? It's required, yes. So you could say, 1 to 2 years, or excuse me, you could say 0 or no experience. And in Spanish, you will translate it in this case, no experiencia. And you will give 0 points. Unless you are somebody that completely wants to discourage, or you want to basically make everyone that says no experience to be out of the system and have a negative score, you will basically give here a negative score. But I don't recommend that. I mean, there is really good people out there that have no experience and want to become good cleaners. So if you say 1 to 2 years, then you will save 1 point. And then you will say anything that's 3+ years of experience, I will give 2 points. And then you save the question here. Let's remove the Spanish for now. So basically, I created here this question, and I can drag and drop this question anywhere I want within the form builder. So the goal is that you create questions that will reveal to you important things. And I recommend that you also stay within 1 or 2 points. I don't recommend that you give like 20 points to a question or anything very big, because it's gonna damage the funnel and how it looks like, because you want to be everyone to be graded very, how I say that, very kind of under the same style of scoring. So let's create a question, for example, that's a negative thing that you say, have you do you have any felonies? This question required, yes. Yes, I have felonies. No, I don't have felonies. So in this case, I could give 1 point to those that don't have any felonies, which is what I want. But I could also say if they responded yes, I want minus 10 points. Why? Because I want to automatically just discard them in the system. And then I select the question here. So right here, you can see that it gave minus 10 points right here. So this is very important that you understand when you're creating positive and negative points. Ideally, you want to stay with 1-2 points per question. If you give too many points to a question, then when somebody applies, the scoring is not going to do a very good job. So for some of that reason, we already have the form pre-created for you and with the scoring built in for you, but you can customize things. Let's keep moving here in this form. So are you authorized to work in the US? Yes, the 1 point. In the case that you say, I don't want anybody, I want to automatically disqualify somebody that doesn't have, the authorization to work, then I will basically at that point just put minus 10 points if you want, or in this case, 0 points. But sometimes people, they just want somebody automatically to be pretty much in the red color, even though they might have really good responses to the rest of things. But if they don't have comply with one specific question, they automatically want them to be moved to the red color. So that's when you put a big negative number, and that person automatically gets into that stage. Um, this is another type of questions. We have drop down questions as well. You can pick drop downs or the radio questions, whichever works best for you. Uh, but you can assign to those any type of scoring. Are you available to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5? So we want to hear yes. That's why we have 1 point here and 0 points here. Right now I'm getting this message that says that there's very limited editing edition options because this particular form has already applicants in the system. So we want to, if we change the questions, then the prior answers will be all messed up. So you don't want to do that. If you want to, let's let's save this form. So it's important that as you are working and changing the forms and the scoring, that you save the form. Now let's say I want to really I want to start fresh with a new form, but I don't want to type the whole form by hand. So you will basically go here, look at your form, and just say duplicate the form. You will put, for example, we can call it new house cleaning technician job. You copy the form, all the forms, automatically questions go onto that new form. But since it has no applicants, then it can be fully edited. So let's say I want to change, for example, I rather have, instead of drop downs, I like to have this type of radio option. So you see how I can see now better? If you click again on drop down, this question won't be as visual, but uh, I want to basically be able to select here. And then something that we changed recently is that, for example, this particular question of job experience has 1, 3, 6, 9 points. So there was just, out of these 24 points total in this form, 9 points are basically here in just this particular question. So I don't recommend that you do this. We've made the mistake of assigning too many points in one question. And in reality, you want 1 or 2 points per question. That way, when somebody moves forward in the application, the result is a very well balanced applications. So in this case, I will delete this particular, so many options are not great. So I will say, if you have 1 to 2 years of experience or 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna give you 1 point. And then I'm gonna save this. And that's basically that. I say, I think this is too many options. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna eliminate this one. And I'm just gonna say 6 months to a year. I'm gonna delete this one. And I'm gonna save it here. All right, so this looks a lot better, and I recommend that you have 2, 3 choices at the most in each question. Something also we recently changed is to, you know, in this case, this question has 1, 2, and 4 possible points in one question. That's too much. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna delete this option, and I'm just gonna leave two possible points in this particular question. How much cleaning experience you have? Already we spoke about this one. Felonies, it's there. want to change this particular question to this type of. All right, so we want to edit this form to really fit our needs. So for example, any felonies will give -5 points in this particular one. Criminal offense, which is pretty much the same, but ask in a different way. Have you ever been bonded? Are you available to work? You can change them to this type of formatting. Afraid of dogs and cats. This question is very important. I hired people in the past that were afraid of dogs and they had to leave the job. So I recommend that you ask this question. Now, when we come to like open-ended questions, like how to clean a bathroom, uh, obviously since it's an opinion and there is not a wrong or right answer, that we can um, when somebody types somebody, we cannot say is wrong or right until we read it, but the computer, the system cannot do that. So my recommendation, if you want to get a score out of a question that somebody has to type, my recommendation is to make it an basically a close-ended question, and you could do this. You could just take this option and say and give three options. For example, you start at cleaning the floors, then you start vacuuming the hair, which I think that's what we like to do. So this will be the correct one. And then you start by doing the mirror. So basically here, you can say, okay, the right answer is this one. So I'm going to give 1 point to this one. Save the question. So this will be a better way to really make an open-ended question more of a close-ended question that you can give a score. And that is something that we've been recently changing, is that, we sometimes some people like to hear and see how people write, because when they write to you, you can see how they think, if they're structured or not. But obviously these forms with where you have to type tend to have lower conversion rates because people have to take more time and type. So depending on your marketing, the people that you're hiring, you could do either or, to kind of leave one open like this, open-ended, where somebody just writes, or you can create one like this, that has multiple options. All right, right here coming into, are you currently employed? You can put this, yes or no. If it's yes, you could give 1 point, or no, 1 point here, and 0 points here. One question that I really like to ask these days is, have you cleaned, or do you currently clean your own houses? If the answer is yes, I like to give a red flag to that particular question. So let's make that one, for example. Uh, do you currently clean your own homes? Yes, I'll say give her -2 points, and no, give her 1 point. Why? Because sometimes people that have clean or are cleaning their own houses, their own clients' houses, sometimes these people will come and try to steal some of your clients. So you don't want that. Now, let's give an update to this form before uh, anything here. All right, so how do you hear about us? So, for example, one of the things that I like to do is to give 2 points to people that are coming from friends or referrals from within the company. Very important because these people are more likely to convert to an employee because they have their friend backing you up. They're mentioning, they're making good money. They've seen how they are probably getting a new car or just generally living a little bit better. So people that come referred is just like a client that refers another client. It's closing that sale is a lot easier, and in this case, making an employee that applied to refer by somebody else than making them an employee of your company, it will be a lot easier. They're gonna trust more in your company because they're trusting that your their friend recommended and they wanted something good for them. And this is one good sign when you have employees referring others. It's a really good sign that you have a healthy company and that people like to work there. Because when somebody recommends to somebody else about your company, it's sending them a message like, hey, I trust this place, come and work here. So that's why I put 2 points here. All right, and this question was just a joke. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Uh, it was just for test purposes, but you can create any question that you want. You can be as creative as you want. I have even thought of asking people to upload their photo. Uh, Upload your current photo. Why not? You can try anything. Or I also thought of, hey, like this, a multiple choice. Uh, which social networks, which social networks do you use? And I will put here Facebook, Instagram, I guess TikTok. I don't use it, but I'm sure it's very popular these days. And let's say YouTube, for example. So you could put score to whatever of these, and then kind of gives you a better, more information about somebody that you want to make sure it's a good applicant. Uh, I have even thought of asking them to put their Instagram handle or their Facebook handle and make it required and see what happens. It's very important that we check their social networks, and that is something that we're working on, trying to really get a full photography or full picture of somebody's profile within Pipehire. We want to be able to provide that to our clients, is to show them, if they have social networks, to show them the links within the system. We're working on that and see if that's a possibility, but we'll keep you updated. So let's save this form. uh, and we'll answer some questions at the end here. So I'm gonna preview the form here. All right, so let's I'm gonna call myself test, my email. I'm gonna put my birthday, um, state, and the city. address. And I didn't show you this, but here's the Spanish version. If you click here, you will see how it changes from Spanish to English. Now, if you're Portuguese, if you know Portuguese or another language that I've seen people request, is you can put this in Portuguese. You can remove the Spanish part and put it in Portuguese. There's a lot of good applicants that speak Portuguese in some states of the country. So, or Russian. I know in South Florida, for example, it's a lot of Russian people cleaning. So you could put Russian. You can use it to any language that you want, and we have people for example, in Norway, in Europe, using it, and they have everything translated to Norwegian. So this is kind of how the application will look if you don't have it embedded in your website. If you do have it embedded in your website, um, or a mobile version, the mobile version for your applicants is going to look like this. So it's gonna look very, very beautiful, and the applicants will just go through this application on a mobile device, or if they're on a computer or laptop, they will see the full screen. So moving forward here, let me continue my application. Okay, so I will enter here, obviously, my last three employers. Test example here, experience. I did get a diploma. How much experience again? Any felonies? No. Uh, Next. Are you authorized to work in the US? Yes. Valid driver's license? Yes. My number? No. Felonies? No. Convicted? No. Bonded? No. Are you available Monday through Friday? Yes. Reliable vehicle? Yes. Difficulties? No. Accommodations performed? No. Not afraid of dogs and cats for sure. I start vacuuming the hair, and then I can start to put different steps to clean the kitchen. Basically, you can see how people write. So, are you currently clean? You're clean your own homes? No. I can start working in August the 1st, 2021, and I was referred by somebody. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And right here, these terms and conditions are very important. A lot of people, and I've seen some people delete them completely out of their application because they don't, I guess, don't understand it. But let me explain it why it's important. Because when you hire somebody, you eventually want to run a background check. And then these checkboxes are giving you already the permission to do this. So this is basically the acknowledgments that they can be, to run background checks, and also you can run their motor vehicle report, which is another very important thing to see when you're hiring somebody. So my recommendation is don't delete them, leave them there, because as soon as people finish the application, you will be able to see and run their background check if you need to. Not wait until you see them in person, or you basically um, sign a paper document. You don't need to do that. You can do it right here immediately. So you send the application, and let's see, I think something's missing. It's all good. Let's look here. Funnel. All right. So anybody that finished their application, we're gonna send you a text message automatically to your phone. So right here on the top in my account, you're gonna basically click, you're gonna put your cell phone number in this field. So this field basically, you're gonna put your number, you update it, and every time somebody applies, you get a text message. And I have some images here I want to share with you of how that looks. So basically, you will see, this is a screenshot we took from our phones. You will see says, awesome news, you have one A player applicant in your Pipeline funnel, and it will give you all the data. Let me show you another image here. And my images here, right here. So you will see basically this, once you click on the message, you will see the name of the person, the age, their email, the location, and when they submitted the application. And this is very important because when you are busy running your business and you have forgotten or you let your guard down about hiring, you get this text message notification instantly, and then you can see it and call the person. And this is one of the most requested or favorite features that we implemented is that speed to hire people. And I recommend that you put in your phone number here. That way you will get the notifications immediately when somebody applies. Um, and last but not least, um, when somebody finishes completing the application, we are we recently we're finishing the Calendly integration. So you're gonna be able to have uh, a section that you can enter for just a Zoom interview call, another section to do like an in-person interview. So people will be able to pick if they want to see you in person or they want to see you through a video. And I've seen a huge improvement in our conversions by having people. Um, oh, here's the image. Let me show you right here. This is what we're finishing coding here now as we speak. So you'll see now this link for in person, by phone, or Zoom call. And then if you use Calendly, which most of you do, you're gonna see your in your app, you're gonna have the notifications turned on Calendly. So all applicants land into the funnel, get a score A, B, or C, and then now those that are even more interested will be able to pick if they want to see you in person by phone or Zoom call. So now all this process becomes automated, and you also have the SMS notification turned on. So think about this, you're getting pretty much every step of the way, all the funnel ready for you to really tackle and hire people fast as you can in an organized fashion, in a funnel, in one process. Let me show you another image here. Yeah, right here, Luis. Thank you, Luis. So when somebody finishes their application, they will see this little section here, in person, by phone, or by Zoom call. You know, we live in a world where people want to want to have control of their destiny and their things, and especially, or you know, our generation, we want to be able to pick our destiny and how we do things. So we notice that we will get to interview more people if we offer them different options in person, by phone, or Zoom call. And I personally, in my own business, experienced tremendous Speed, saving time, and hiring more people because I'm just giving them the option of how to pick. Obviously, very important, the system doesn't allow C players to book a call, just B players or A players. In version 2 of this release, we're going to have the ability to customize if you just want to meet A players and no B, no C, or depending, sometimes we're desperate and we need B players as well. So in that case, we allow B players. But one of the most exciting things that are in the works is that we could say, um, if somebody lives more than 20 miles out of my zip code or my city, don't uh, don't allow them to book. Even though they might be a good A player or B player, but if they're too far of my service area, there's nothing I can do. I don't want to see them. Unless they want to move to my city. But it has happened to me before, but it's very, very rare. So that's why we're implementing these customizations so you can really select the type of person that you want to meet in the interview. All right, so basically, that is the lead scoring method that we've developed. Um, it's just gonna get better and better as we move forward with the development, and as more support comes from you guys. We have received a lot of feedback, and as much as we want to execute all the feedback, it's a lot of work to really make it all work. But we're looking into this overall picture of what people want, and we've noticed definitely people want is more automations, less time, everything to be really kind of in a silver platter to you, and effortless. We really want this process to be effortless. So let's see if we have any questions, and I think we'll wrap this up. Um, check here. I do have a question here from Renette. It says if we've ever hired that was yellow, and the answer is yes. I have hired people that are in the yellow area, but looking at the application with more detail. Uh, Sometimes people, I mean, two things could happen. If you have your form set up incorrectly, which I've seen customers with the forms incorrectly set up, with scoring that is completely wrong, then you might be having good A players applicants getting B status. So if you currently are using Pipehire and your form is not properly set up, and you want me to help you, coach you, fix it, uh, please book a call. I'm gonna have Luis or Isaac help us put my URL in the chat group, so you can book a time after August the 10th. I'm gonna have a little break this coming week, but if you need help, um, kind of like one-to-one, meeting you one-to-one, then we can do that for you. But if you have quick questions, technical questions, just by clicking here on this blue ask button, Luis will answer you immediately, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So going back to the question, if I ever hire a C player is yes, a B player is yes. One of the reasons was this person was too far away, and because we had a question about how far do you live from downtown Dallas, and I said, well, if anybody that lives more than 25 miles, don't give a point. So that person didn't get that point because she was living like 30 something miles. But when I called this, I really like her application in general, but I noticed why she's getting a C, a B status. Then I noticed it was about location. So I called the person and say, you live too far away from my area, but I really like your profile. I don't want you to quit 3 months in the job because you're driving too much. She said, well, I'm planning to move to the area if I really get the job and I like the job. And I said, well, I mean, You're going to be driving 1 hour back and forth each day, plus whatever you drive it within home. So you're going to be probably in the 2.5 hour time driving every day. Are you okay with that? And she said, yes, I'm okay. I'm making $8 an hour and you're promising 18 to 20. So I'm willing to take the drive. So really, I hired this person and she then moved eventually, like 6 months later, she moved to a closer area. And that's how I rescued somebody from a B player to become an A player. So I recommend that in this case, for example, this form has 24 points max. I mean, if somebody remember to get A player, they need to have 80% of the scoring of that form. So 24 times 80%, it's 19.2. So anybody that hits 19.2 points or above gets A player. But if you see people that are with 18, 19 points that are a B player, open that application, look at it in more detail, and then see if you like the person, make a phone call, and maybe this person will change to an A player. Let's look at another questions here. Uh, all right. People ask if the integration with, excuse me, with Calendly will have an extra cost. And at this point, no. This is something we're delivering for you guys out of value. We want to deliver as much value as we can with our product. We feel is a needed tool to make your business run easier, faster, and better. So as of right now, it won't have an extra cost. Um, is the SMS notifications already active? Yes, they are already active. So I know a lot of people using it. They are loving this feature. So and as soon as you get an applicant, you're getting a text message, and that is live now. It is working. You need to for sure have your phone number back to your go into your account section. Here, you need to have your phone number there. As long as you have your phone number here, you're gonna get notifications. Remember, has to be a phone that has the capabilities to receive text messages. There are some business phone numbers that can receive um, SMS messages, so you can do that. But I recommend that this message is sent to the person that's doing the hiring, that's focused on hiring. If you send it to the sales team or to customer support, I mean, they won't do anything. So I recommend that you send it directly to the people that are doing the hiring. So that is the most important thing by taking action. All right, so let's check more questions here. Uh, all right, some people are asking about the onboarding process of DocuSign, all of those systems. So right now, that is something that we have in our timeline for the end of the year. It's been something that we want to release a lot earlier, but we've been really giving priority to building software that doesn't exist. And there is obviously these services to be able to sign documents digitally out there already. So, but there was nothing really built as far as funnels and scoring for cleaning businesses. So we kind of tackling this first because there are already solutions for the rest of the things. And the answer yes is gonna get done. And but we have the priority of really making the hiring process, the funnel process as smooth as possible and as effortless as possible so you don't spend much time with this. We believe that if you can hire people faster and with better quality than you have ever done before, we are already moving the needle. And for us, that's very important. Every time that we develop something, we want to make an impact in the way you hire, in the way you run your business. And obviously, having the integration with DocuSign or another system, very important. But That system already exists and it can be done out there, but we want you to hire people as fast as possible with the less effort as possible, and then manage these people through the management section that we have. I won't cover this today because our topic was about really employee scoring. So one thing, and I'll wrap up with this, I didn't mention is that you can use the lead scoring capabilities of our forms to hire any position um, that you can imagine. So for example, right now, we're hiring actors and actresses for our training videos. Fiverr is creating training videos um, with a producer so you can have access to really quality videos right here built in the software. That is something that's a project kind of that my wife took on. She went to film school and she's taking everything that she knew about film and creating movies and also cleaning knowledge and making it in one production. And literally, as you can see here, we have the form for the actresses and we have 2 people so far and 39 visitors. And those people, we're gonna start uh, with this production in August, and we're gonna have these videos probably run by December done. So this will be an amazing set of videos that will help you train your technicians even better, and it's gonna give you a lot more value and make your training process a lot easier. So that is one thing that you can do with Fiverr. Another one that we use it for is to hire software developers right here. Now, virtual assistants as well. Any position that you want, you can customize the form, ask the questions that you want, put the scoring that you want, and then out of the funnel, get A, B, or C players. You don't have to use Google Forms anymore. Or, I see a lot of people using ClickUp. I love it. It's a great tool for project management. But in order to create funnels, uh, it's a pain in the neck if you have to connect Zapier or you have to connect with Trello or other systems. It really, you have to maintain it. Some of those Zapier sometimes stops working. So you don't want to risk it when you have great A players applying and maybe not getting notified. So we are the ones managing and putting all the effort in this system. And for the price that you pay is really nothing compared to the value that you're getting when you are receiving instant notifications on applicants and you're getting all these features and scoring capabilities. So I don't recommend those systems for hiring. They're great for what they're built to manage projects, but really to hire people and manage the process of recruiting, you need to use the tool that's the standard for industry, which is Fiverr. And right here, the last thing, sales, office sales. If you're hiring for sales people or office managers, you can also use it for that. And you just basically go and start a new form, brand new, and then you will basically start with a blank form. There's some questions already made here, but you will edit some of those questions, and then you will give your own scoring, and there you go. Every time that you create a new form, you create a new funnel because you don't want a funnel of house cleaners mixed up with virtual assistants. You want separate funnels and separate scoring. So that is basically my last thing I wanted to say. If you guys have any questions about scoring, about Pipehair, you can email me at juan@pipehairhrm.com or find me on Facebook. I am active sometimes in those groups. Sometimes I don't have time, but if you want to get an answer for sure, email me. If you haven't seen, we have a great YouTube channel where we upload all of our webinars, and we will love to have you there. Follow us in YouTube. You will get, and you gotta hit the bell notification so you every time we post a new video. We tend to post 1 or 2 videos a month, and then but they are always focused on hiring and management employees. And our Instagram page, we are, for example, doing live this webinar on Instagram. So if you want to, follow us there, Pipeline HRM on Instagram. And this is our mission. Basically, we want to help you, we want to help the fastest growing companies hire and manage better with Pipeline. And our goal is to teach you and train you to really become the better manager that your business needs. Because when you have great employees, you'll have great customers. And that's all the things that you need to run this business. There's no secret sauce here. It's just about managing people. So thank you guys for coming to this webinar. If you have further questions, please hit us on the email, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.